Feel your shoulders melt into the mat. Feeling that tension just release into the mat. And then feel like your neck is gently elongating. So you might find a gentle slight tuck of the chin, like someone is gently pulling a string on the crown of your head so that we're lengthening the spine. And then feel the tailbone reach away from the crown of the head. From here, feeling the pelvis heavy in the mat and the feet heavy as well and grounded. We're going to take a breath into the belly, feeling the belly expand. And then we're going to actually exhale through our lips like we're blowing a candle, not completely out, but we're just bending the flame, just getting grounded. So we're inhaling in the nose. Then we exhale through the lips like we're gently bending the flame of a candle. We'll do one more like that. Inhale into the belly. And then exhale through the lips. Good. So now that we're nice and relaxed and centered, we'll get a little deeper. So your fingers can now come onto the pelvis. I like to place my fingers right between the hip bones. And we're going to take an inhale into the belly. And then exhale, feel how your belly comes towards your spine. And I want you to just kind of keep that connection, a little gentle 10% connection there. And then on your inhale, now I want you to breathe into your ribs and the back ribs, the side ribs, the front ribs. And then exhale, feel how they just gently come together. Again, breathe into the rib cage, feeling that expansion in all directions. And exhale, feel the ribs gently coming together. Last one here, really trying to find the openness, the expansion in the ribs. And exhale. All right. So we're going to continue to breathe into the rib cage, but I want us to focus on our pelvis. So it's common to drop our weight into one hip more than the other. I want you to really try to find the equal weight in both hips. Okay. From here, we're going to bring our right leg into tabletop position while keeping the hips equally weighted. And then we're going to hinge at the hip, just doing a toe tap towards the ground. And then exhale, bring that leg back into tabletop. So we're going to continue doing this toe tap on the same side, trying to keep the weight nicely distributed through both of the hips. You should feel that connection with the low abdominals. Last one here. Lower the right foot down. Check your pelvis again. Keep that weight evenly distributed, and then on your next exhale, lift the left leg into tabletop. Inhale, hinging at the hip, lowering the leg. Exhale to lift that leg back up. We're just trying to connect to our transverse abdominis, the deep belly muscles. We'll do two more here. Thinking of the breath starting the motion, and then the abdominals follow to create the motion with the leg. Lower that left leg down. We're going to continue to keep that weight evenly distributed here. And then your arms, if you have the room, can go out into a T, palms face the ground. If you don't have room, the palms will just stay beside the hips. From here, we're going to bring the right leg into tabletop, followed by the left leg, and then squeeze the inner thighs together. We're keeping our left ribs connected to the mat as we drop our knees towards the right. So don't let those left ribs come out. Then exhale, bring your legs back to center. We're going to go in the opposite direction. Right ribs connected to the mat as you inhale and rotate. Exhale, bring your legs back to center. So the movement does not need to be very large. We're trying again to connect to the transverse, the deep belly muscles, not the obliques which run along the waist. So thinking of the work between the hip bones again. As we inhale, rotate. Exhale, come to center. Inhale, rotate. Exhale to center. We have one more in each direction. Inhale, rotate to the right. Exhale, come to center. Last one here. Inhale, knees drop to the left. Exhale. to center. Floating your left foot down to the ground, followed by the right foot down to the ground. Find that evenness within the pelvis again. Hips are evenly weighted. Your hands are going to come behind your head. Shoulders are gently sliding down the back. So we're going to exhale to slide the ribs to the hip bones and lift the head. We're going to stay in this little chest lift position for a moment and feel the weight of your head fall into your hands. Feel your jaw and face muscles relax and how your belly can still hold you here, your abdominals can still hold you here as you release the tension above the collarbone and then lower back down. Let's do that again. Exhale, ribs slide to hip bones, belly flattens, hips are evenly weighted, face relaxes into hands, lower back down. 2 more here. Exhale to lift. Pause, inhale back down. And last one here, exhale to lift. Pause, release the tension in the face, and lower all the way back down. Okay, so our hands are staying behind the head, shoulders sliding down the back gently. We're gonna exhale to center one more time. Or exhale to lift the head and chest, I should say. So we're here, aligned center. We're now going to rotate the rib cage. So we're going to rotate towards the left on an exhale. Keep the right hip heavy. Inhale back to center. Rotate towards the right. Keep the left hip heavy. Come back to center. So we're going rotating. Imagine that our spine is a pole and our rib cage is rotating around that pole. It's exhale for the rotation, inhale to center. We have 2 more here. Exhale, rotating around that pole. And last one. Coming back to center, lower the head down, lower the hands down, and just rock your knees side to side for a moment. So this is when you're going to want to use your TheraBand or your belt if you have it, or your pantyhose if you're in a crunch. If you don't have this, that's okay. I will give you options as well. Okay, so we're going to lengthen the left leg on the mat, feel the hips nice and even, and then bring the right leg. Option 1 is keep that leg in a tabletop position. We're going to do circles here, and you can keep your hand on the knee. If you want more of a challenge, extend your leg, placing your foot into the TheraBand. Then arms are connected to the ground. Okay? So we're going to just, if you have the TheraBand, do gentle circles, feeling the thigh bone heavy in the hip socket, doing a bit of a release in the hip. So we're just drawing that right leg, drawing circles, feeling that TheraBand, keep the thigh bone nice and heavy. Are we all good here? Yeah. Let's reverse the direction of our circles again, just teeny tiny circles, feeling the weight of the thigh bone in the pelvis, releasing through those hips. Okay. Then gently take your foot out of that TheraBand, place it beside you. We're going to go back to that same position, so the right leg is extended up to the sky. Hips are evenly weighted, and we don't want the hips to move as we cross the leg across the body, and then exhale to catch it above the hip bone. So we inhale, cross the leg across the body, exhale to bring that leg above the hip. So we're doing leg circles. And you can make those circles as large or small as you want, just maintaining that stability in the pelvis. You should really feel those abdominals kicking in. And the left leg is actively pressing into the ground to help hold you here as well. 2 more. Last one. Pause at the top. We're going to open on an inhale, exhale, bring the leg towards center. Open the leg away from the body, then exhale, bring it back to center. So we've just reversed the direction of our circles. Again, focus on that pelvis, keep it nice and stable. 2 more here. Last one. And then you're going to bend the knee and then hug that right knee towards your shoulder. Good. From here, extending that right leg on the mat. Feel the equal weight in the hips again. Left leg is going to slide into tabletop position. Right, option one, we're going to draw circles. You can keep your hand on your bent knee and just draw circles like that. For a little bit more, you're going to grab that TheraBand again and place your left foot into the TheraBand. Oh, this feels so good. I went for a super long bike ride, and this feels great to release the hip. So just drawing lovely circles, feeling the thigh bone heavy, heavy in the socket. And reversing the direction. And again, if your knee is bent, just keep your hand on the knee so that you can feel that weight. Yeah, there you go. You can feel that weight in the hip socket of the bone. It's a gentle release here. Okay. Gently take your foot out of the TheraBand if you have a TheraBand. Lengthen the right leg nice and heavy. Extend the left leg up above the hip. Keep those hips nice and stable. We cross the body on an inhale with that leg. Exhale, bring it back over the hip. Inhale, cross. Exhale to bring that leg over the hip. So you can go as fast or slow as you want. Again, our main goal is to keep the pelvis stable. And the modification is to keep the knee bent. 2 more here. Coming to center, pause. Reversing the direction. Open on the inhale. Exhale to lift the leg to center. 4, 5. And last one here. Bending the left knee, hugging it towards your shoulder. Feeling that compression in the hip socket. It should be a nice release. And then letting go. So feet are going to go on the ground, knees are bent. We're going to go back to that parallel bent knee position. From here, hands will go towards the mat, hands are on the mat, palms face down there by the hips. Feel your shoulders slide down your back a little bit and open the collarbone nice and wide. From here, we're doing bridging. So you're going to take an inhale, and you're going to exhale, feel the abdominals draw in, tilting the pelvis. And once you crush that imaginary grape under your back, squeeze the glutes and start to roll the hips up to the sky. So this is our first one. You don't have to go too high, but we're going to inhale, reach the knees over the toes. Keep that sensation of reaching the knees over the toes and then slowly rolling down one vertebrae at a time, finding an openness in the back between the vertebrae. Again, always listening to your body. If it doesn't feel good, stop doing it. Exhale, draw the belly in, the pelvis tilts, we squeeze the glutes as we start to roll the hips up to the sky. Maybe you can go a little higher this time. Staying here, reaching the knees over the toes. And then exhale, soften through the chest. Feel one rib drop through towards the spine, one at a time. So we're really opening up that mid-back, getting a stretch through the mid-back. Lowering the pelvis down. We have 3 more, slow and steady like this. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, draw the abdominals in. Squeezing the glutes to roll the hips up to the sky. Knees reach over toes. And slowly softening through the throat. Feeling the breastbone fall towards the earth. Feeling one rib fall towards the earth. Lengthening one vertebrae at a time. You guys, I lost count virtually as well, so we have 2 more, I think. Exhale, roll it up. Pausing at the top for an inhale. And exhale, slowly rolling down. Keep the collarbone wide, shoulders away from ears. We have one last one here. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, rolling it up. Good. Reach the knees over the toes and slowly rolling down one vertebrae at a time. We should feel nice and open in the fronts of the hips. So we're going to move on to some more abdominal work. So we're gonna keep those hips again evenly weighted, and then we're gonna bring the right leg into tabletop. We're gonna follow it with the left leg. Both hands are gonna go on your right knee. Shoulders slide down the back as you exhale and lift your head and chest. If you can't do flexion, you can keep your head down for this exercise. Otherwise, we're holding here. Lengthen the left leg out on a diagonal. Good. Shoulders away from ears, and I'm pulling the knee in gently from under the armpit. So I'm feeling the shoulders slide away, and then we switch sides. And switch. Shoulders are down the back the whole time. Feel like you're lengthening the leg away. We're being very deliberate with that reach of the leg. 4 more here. 4, 3, 2. Left knee comes in, hold it. Get a little bit of a, think of scooping a little higher towards that knee as you pull the knee in. Lower all the way down. Hug both knees to your chest and rock side to side. Great. Lower one foot down at a time. We're going to bring our toes together, inner thighs together, and then we're going to let the knees fall away from each other like a butterfly. Yeah. So again, we're going to evenly weight those hips. One hip might want to drop more. Don't let that happen. They're evenly weighted. Hands will come behind the head one more time. Shoulders draw down the back. We're going to exhale here, slide the ribs towards the hip bones, hold at the top. Check those hips. Have you dipped into one hip more than the other? If so, even it out. And we're now going to curl up just an inch higher on an exhale and then lower just an inch. So we're exhaling to curl up just a little higher, inhale to lower. Does that make sense? The motion's not coming from my neck or from my head. It's coming from my ribs sliding to my hip bones a little bit more by using my abdominals a little bit more, flattening towards my spine. 3 more here. 3, 2, last one. Lower it down. Keep your legs open though. Are we okay? Hopefully, we're still good. So you're gonna stay where you are, and I'm just gonna show you what we're about to do. Your head is gonna lift on your exhale, so you're still down on your back in that butterfly. You're gonna lift your head and chest. And from here, you're gonna reach your right hand from behind your head, reach your hand down towards your knee. Now it's like we're on the same plane the whole time. We're sliding our ribs to the hip bones, reaching our hand towards our foot a little closer. That right side, we're just staying on the right side, doing little slides, little side crunches. That's it. 4 more. We're on the same plane the whole time, reaching our hand towards our foot. 2, 1. Come back to center, lower down. Hopefully you felt that. Knees are still in that butterfly position. Exhale, lift the head and chest, slide the ribs to the hip bones. Left hand's going to reach down towards your knee or your foot, and we slide our ribs to our hip bones on the same plane this whole time. We just have 3 more here. 2, and last one. Come back to center, hand behind the head, lower down. So that was mean of me, because now what we're going to do is we're going to bring those legs back together, big toes touching, inner thighs touching. Feet are on the ground. Hands walk towards the toes. Palms are facing the mat. And we're going to open the collarbone. This time, I want you to gently tilt the pelvis so you're crushing that imaginary grape under your back. So we exhale, pull the belly in to crush that imaginary grape. So my spine is nice and flat. And now I'm going to squeeze my glutes and press my hips straight up to the sky. So we're in a bridge. Flat back bridge. From here, squeeze those inner thighs together. We come halfway down, then we squeeze the glutes and we go back up again. We go halfway down, squeeze the glutes and go up. You should feel your glutes really turning on here, your inner thighs working. 5 more. 4, 3, 2. We're going to hold this at the top. Hold at the top, squeeze those inner thighs together. Try to even your hip bones out. Stay here for 5, 4, 3, one, rolling it down one vertebrae at a time. Great. Hug those knees towards your chest. Just rock side to side. Feet float down. Hips are evenly weighted. We're going to bring the left leg into tabletop, followed by the right leg. So you have modification. You'll keep your head down. Otherwise, we're going to exhale, lift our head and chest, reach our fingers to our toes, and pulse the arms for hundreds. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you want more, extend your legs. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, shoulders away from ears. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, and exhale, zip from pubic bone to belly button. Inhale, and zip up, pubic bone to belly button. 4 more sets, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 more sets. Curl up a little bit higher. 2 more, inhale, and flatten the belly as much as you can. And last one, inhale, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bend those knees, lower the head, hug the knees to your chest, and gently rock side to side. All right, from here, we're lengthening the legs on the mat, squeezing the inner thighs together, floating the arms up, palms face each other. They're coming back by the ears. So we're going to give this a go, and then I'll show you modifications right after, okay? So shoulders draw down the backs gently, press the legs into the mat, exhale, nod chin to chest, and start rolling up. 1 vertebrae at a time on tight. There we go, rolling all the way forward. If that was horribly unpleasant, you're going to grab your TheraBand or your belt, whatever, or your nylons, and you're going to place it around your feet. Okay? So come to seated. There we go. That's it, Brenda. Okay, from here, we're going to tuck the tailbone, scoop the belly, and start rolling back. So I'm showing you the modified version right now with the TheraBand. You can really focus on the downward motion if you're tight. Take an inhale here. Exhale, nod chin to chest, and feel like you're zipping up from pubic bone to belly button as you roll up, using that TheraBand to help you if you need it. Good. Coming up to vertical spine. Let go of the TheraBand if you don't need it. We're going to roll back down with no help. Here we go. Roll it down. Tuck the tailbone. Reach the feet away from you. Scoop the belly. Ribs in. Roll all the way down. Exhale. Nod chin to chest. Scoop the belly. Reach through the toes. Wrap the ribs in more. Rolling it back. Getting that lovely stretch through the shoulders, through the spine. Inhale, exhale, nod chin to chest, rolling it up, zippity zip. 2 more here. That's it. Exhale, nod chin to chest, reach your tailbone away as you roll up, Ingrid, even more, even more. That's it, nice and scoopy. Last one here, tuck the tailbone, roll it down, reach your tailbone away from you as you roll down. You'll get that lovely stretch in the back. We're gonna come up and we're gonna stay up. Exhale, nod chin to chest, scoop the belly, roll it up, reach the feet away, reach the arms away. Get a little stretch here. Shake out the legs, and then we're gonna open the legs to mat width distance apart. Okay, arms are out in front, shoulders are down the back. I want you to feel the sits bones flaring, and then stack the vertebrae, and again, feel that gentle zip up from pubic bone to belly button. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, it's like we're going over a giant beach ball, peeling the spine off of the wall. The last part to move is the pelvis, and then exhale, bring the pelvis back, stack the vertebrae one at a time, shoulders melt down the back. Exhale, rolling it forward. Pause here. Exhale, pull the belly in towards the pelvis, stack the vertebrae. Find that length in the spine. 3 more. Exhale, rolling it up. Last 2, seeing if each time you can find more space between the vertebrae. This should feel really nice, and let your shoulders go. They don't need to play. Exhale, roll it up. Last one here. forward. Exhale, stack the vertebrae one at a time. Bring those hands down beside you. Bring the soles of the feet together. Let the knees fall out to the side and just get a little release there. So hopefully you weren't finding any tension in your hip flexors right in front of the hips, but if you did, this should help to relieve it. From here, we're gonna come up to hands and knees. So we're going hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Is everyone okay here? It looks like it. Yeah, great. Okay, so we wanna just do a little cat-cow here to play around with the spine. I'm gonna tuck my shirt in so you can see a little bit better. We're gonna exhale, tuck the tailbone, scoop the belly in, wrap the ribs in, and feel the shoulders separate from the spine at the top. Then inhale, reach the tailbone away, open the collarbone, and go into that cow. Exhale, scoop the belly as you tuck the tailbone, ribs wrap in. Feel again that nice separation of the shoulder blades away from the spine at the top. Then release, inhale, reach the tailbone away. 2 more here, exhale. Inhale, release. Last one, exhale, tuck the tailbone, scoop the belly, scoop that spine in a scaredy cat position, those Halloween scaredy cats. And then last one, inhale, reach the tailbone away, let the belly open, let the chest open, shoulders down the back. Just bring your hips back to your heels for a little child's pose stretch for a moment. Okay. We're gonna come back up to hands and knees. So I just wanted to get you off your wrists. So we're finding a nice neutral spine. We're gonna find a long line from the crown of the head to the tailbone, okay? So if you have any discomfort in your low back, I usually find by thinking of reaching the tailbone away from you or just slightly tucking it under will help you come out of there and pull the belly in more. From here, we're sliding the right leg, the right toe on the ground. Keep the hip bone staring at the ground, then squeeze the glute to lift. So nothing's changing, we're just gonna lower that leg, then squeeze the glute to lift that leg. And so we don't want to collapse in the low back as we're lifting that leg. We want to think of reaching out of the hip as we lift that leg. If you want more of a challenge, you're going to lengthen the left arm and hold that left arm up as we continue to lift the right leg and lower 2 more times. Lift and lower. Last one, lift and lower. Slowly lower the hand, lower the leg. Switching sides, slide that left leg on the mat. Keep your hip bones staring at the ground. Squeeze your glute to lift. Lower the leg, squeeze the glute to lift. Check your shoulders. Are they gliding down your back? And then if you want more of a challenge, extend your opposite arm. And the whole time you want to feel like your chest and your ribs and your belly are pressing you up to the sky so we're not collapsing our weight into the wrist. Our abdominals are lifting us out of our wrists. 2 more. And last one. Lower the leg, lower the hand, press back into a child's pose position. Good. Coming back up. So we can just come off of our wrists for a second and roll those wrists out because I want to do one more set to give some people options. If what we just did was challenging enough for you, we're going to do a second set and you're just going to repeat. If you want more of a challenge, follow me, okay? So coming back to hands and knees. Shoulders down the back, core is tight. Lifting out of the wrists. Lengthen the right leg, squeeze the glute, lift the leg. Lengthen the left arm. If you want more of a challenge, it's like we're being pulled back by the toes. So we're shifting the weight back towards the wall behind you. And then we're gonna come forward, bringing our shoulder back over the wrist. Coming back, and then exhale as we come forward. Inhale back, exhale coming forward. So the trick is to keep the hip bones staring at the ground the whole time. Just 2 more here. Exhale forward, shoulders down the back. Last one, inhale back. Exhale forward, lower hand, lower leg. Switching sides. Sliding the left foot on the ground. Squeezing the left glute. Extending the right arm. Shoulders down the back. We reach back on an inhale. Exhale, bring the body weight forward. Inhale, bring the body weight back towards the wall behind you. Good. 3 more here. So this looks really easy if you were to walk into a room, yet all of you should be really feeling this, the needs of the abdominals to keep drawing in to hold you in space. Last one. Exhale, come forward. Lower the hand, lower the knee. Press back into a child's pose position. Great. Okay, my friends, we're coming down onto our stomachs for a little bit of swan work. So we're going to come down onto our bellies, and we're going to do a nice basic exercise before we do swan. So I want you to bring your inner thighs together so they're touching. Big toes are touching. Your forehead's just hovering off the mat, and your hands are going to touch your thighs or your glutes. So your palms are on your glutes or your thighs. From here, feel your pubic bone press into the mat and draw the belly in, and then we're just going to lift up the head off the mat, the chest off the mat, and your shoulders draw down your back on an exhale. Inhale, lower back down. Exhale, belly draws in, shoulders glide down the back as we reach our fingers to our toes and lengthen the crown of the head away from the tailbone. Exhale, lift and reach. Inhale, lower. 3 more here. Pubic bone presses in, belly draws in, reach the fingers. 2 more. Exhale. Lowering back down. And last one here. Reach. And lower all the way back down. Just rest your head on the mat. Let your shoulders roll forward. And then separate your feet to hip-width distance apart. And you can even bend your knees and rock them side to side to release the low back and the hips. So from here, we're going to lengthen the legs on the mat, keeping them separated, right? So I'm about hip-width distance apart again. Your hands are going to come under your shoulders. We're going to lengthen the crown of the head away from the tailbone. Feel your pubic bone press into the mat. Feel your low abdominals draw up like you're pulling your bladder in and up. And then again, on our exhale, we feel the shoulders glide down the back as we lift the head and chest. So we're trying to be light on the hands, but you can use those hands to help you. Inhale, come back down. Exhale, shoulders slide down the back. Inhale, lower back down. We'll do 3 more here. Exhale, shoulders down the back, belly draws in. Lower back down. And 2. Last one here. Lowering all the way back down, press into a child's pose. Okay, we're coming back down onto our stomachs. And we're going to lengthen our arms and legs. Again, legs are hip-width distance apart. The forehead is just hovering an inch off the mat. I want you to feel your shoulder blades glide down your back, and I want you to feel both hip bones and pubic bone press into the ground evenly, and then pull the abs in there. Again, it's like you're pulling your bladder in and up. We're going to keep the left hand and the right foot attached to the mat, and we're just going to lift the opposite limbs. So we're doing a very slow swimming. So we'll lift the opposite limbs. Now lower the left leg and right hand, press those into the mat, and lift the opposite limbs. So we're slowly switching sides, right? Exhaling to lift. Pause at the top. You want to keep your pubic bone and hip bones evenly weighted. Lower down. So there's no shifting in the pelvis as we lift the limbs. We'll do 2 more slow on each side. Last one each side. Okay, if this is enough for you, you're gonna continue doing that slow. For the second set, we'll do that slow swimming. If you want more of a challenge, you're gonna lift all of your limbs, hovering them off of the mat. So belly draws in, lifting those arms, and we're gonna flutter arms and legs. Shoulders are down the back. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, reach out of the hips with those legs. 2 more sets. Inhale and exhale. Shoulders are still gliding down the back. Inhale and exhale. Lower the limbs. Press that, hands come under shoulders. Press back into a child's pose one more time. Okay. One more breath here. And then coming up to hands and knees, crossing the ankles, rolling back onto the seat. We're gonna come to the front edge of the mat. Like we're a teeny tiny little ball. So your hands can be on your shins or they can come down towards your ankles. And you're gonna feel your shoulders draw down your back. And we're gonna tuck the tailbone and roll back just a little bit to hover the toes off the mat. So the whole time we wanna stay the same size as we roll back. Inhale, exhale, come on back up for rolling like a ball. And our goal is at the top, try not to touch the toes to the ground, right? We just wanna hover. Our eyes are just gazing at our inner thighs. 4 more here. Trying to use as little momentum as possible. 2 more. And last one. All the way back up. Soles of the feet come together. Fold forward. And then rolling it up, stacking the spine. Oh my goodness, we're getting, time is just coasting by. Okay, we're gonna do one little inner thigh exercise on each side, and then we'll come up for some mermaid. So lying on your right side, facing the screen if you can. You have a choice here. Your head can be down on your elbow like so. If you're a keener, you can be up on your forearm. I'm gonna be down on my elbow. Legs are long. Stack your hips. But then we're gonna bend that top knee and place that foot in front of the bottom leg, okay? So that bottom leg, I want you to feel like the whole leg is soft and loose except for the inner thigh is gonna lift that leg up. My hips are still stacked. That bottom leg, I'm now drawing circles within the hip socket. I'm doing circles with my bottom leg, nice. You can make them larger too, they don't have to be super small. I want you to mentally notice, where is it uncomfortable? Where does it feel weak when I'm doing this? And hit that spot each time. Find that spot, stay there, pulse up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep the leg up. We're reversing those circles. Keep those hips stacked. Keep the shoulders stacked. Again, where's the spot? Is there another spot that you don't like? Great, find it. Go right into that yucky spot, pulse it. So we're strengthening the weak spot. We're doing those little pulses up now, right in that yucky spot. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm so sorry, you guys. We're all finished with that side. We have to go to the other side. But first, don't move. Come back down. I forgot one thing. Sorry, guys. Top hand goes on thigh. Inner thighs are together. We're gonna exhale, reach your fingers to your toes as you lift your upper body and your lower body for a banana. Yes, and then lower back down. Exhale, our legs and hands and chest lift up to the sky. So we're doing a side crunch, right? Our left ribs are sliding to our left hips to lift us up. 3 more on this side. Yeah, Brenda, you look great. 2 more, you're like one of the only people I can see. Last one, lift and reach. Lower down. Okay, now we can turn to the other side. So we're gonna lie on our left side. Okie dokie, top leg, up and over, foot's down. Getting comfortable, stacking the hips, cinching the waist in. Bottom leg is soft, except for the inner thigh. So now we're drawing those horrible circles within the hip socket. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe you have really, really strong inner thighs and this is like easy peasy fun time for you. Find the spot that's uncomfortable for you, wherever that might be. Okay, lift up a little higher there and then pulse. But check, don't collapse into your waist, cinch your waist in and reach out of the hip as we lift, yeah? 4, 3, 2, 1, reverse those circles. Okay, find another spot that you don't like, a really uncomfortable one. Lift up a little higher there, pulse it out. Feel like you're reaching out of the hip. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower it down. Reach your bottom arm away. Reach your top hand on your thigh, fingers to toes. Stack your legs, long legs. We're going to do the banana. Shoulders slide towards the hips as you lift your legs, lift your upper body. And lower back down. Exhale to lift. Oh good, I see more people on this side. And lower. 4 more. And 3. Last 2. Exhale, draw the belly in. And last one, reach the feet away from the crown of the head. And lower all the way down. Use your hands to help you up to seated. Okay, so we're gonna do the mermaid position with your right shin facing forward, left shin facing the side. If that hurts your hips and you don't like it, just go into kind of a diamond shape with the feet, if that feels better for you. Can you see that it's like a butterfly position? I'm gonna go back into the mermaid because I like that. So, right hand will be on the mat. We're gonna reach the left arm up and find the length of the spine up first. Then we're gonna go over bending the right elbow. Can we pause here? Can you breathe into your left ribs and feel them lift to the sky? Then on the exhale, feel the ribs slide to the hip bones. We're just gonna do that 2 more times. Up and over, breathing into the left ribs. Lift the bottom ribs up. Exhale, slide them towards your hips. 1 more here, Little Mermaid. Shoulders melt as you come up on this one. Left hand will touch your shin or the floor. And we're gonna go right up with the right arm and then exhale for a counter stretch. Or sorry, inhale for a counter stretch, my mistake. Exhale to come on back up. Switch the legs if you're in the zigzag position. Left hand will be on the ground. And we'll go up, spine lengthens up and then goes over. Breathe into the right ribs. Exhale, shoulders melt. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Inhale here. Exhale, ribs slide down to hips. The hand comes to the shin or the floor. We go up with the left arm and then just get a good inhale. Closing that down. And then everyone can just go into that butterfly position if it's comfortable for you, or you can cross your legs, whichever you feel better. In, and we're just gonna fold forward. Stack the vertebrae 1 at a time. We'll finish the last 60 seconds, so you can find a comfortable seated position for you, whatever that may be. And we're gonna evenly weight both hips, so you're nice and centered. Feel like you're gently being lifted up by a string with the crown of the head. So my neck is lengthening just a little bit. Roll your shoulders up to your ears and let them melt down your back. And then we're just going to take a deep breath and feel like you're breathing straight from the crown of the head down into the belly. And then exhale, feeling that energy go back up again. Inhale, feel again like you're breathing right down deep into the base of the earth there, right through the belly. Exhale, feeling it lift. And now if you're comfortable with this idea, on your next inhale, feel like there's a light. It can be whatever color you want, gold, white, pink. Inhale it into the body. Exhale, feeling it release, going up through the crown of the head. 2 more breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. And one more, breathe that light into the body, feeling it healing all over. Exhale, let it go. We are all finished. Thanks, you guys. Welcome to give me feedback. It's hard with a virtual class because I can't see you too well to correct you, so thank you for that.
Danielle. Thanks, everybody, for joining us.
Thank you.
Let others know, and we'll see you on the next class.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.